Hello all. Welcome to day 39 of our 40-day Red Letter Challenge with Zach Zender. Now this week we've been talking about the fact that we're in the go phase of the work of these 40 days. And this go is unique in a different way. We're sitting down and recognizing that we are called by God when we're small. And we don't always recognize that, right? And long before we ever were aware of it, God knew us and loved us and cared for us. Let's look together at Jeremiah chapter 1, 4 through 10. This is the Bible reading portion of the book itself, okay? The word of the Lord came to me saying, "Before I formed you in the womb, I knew you. Before you were born, I set you apart. I appointed you as a prophet to the nations." "Alas, sovereign Lord," I said, and of course that'd be Jeremiah that he's speaking to, and Jeremiah who's speaking back to God. "Alas, sovereign Lord," I said, "I do not know how to speak, for I am too young." But the Lord said to me, "Do not say I am too young. You must go to everyone I send you to, and say whatever I command you. Do not be afraid of them, for I am with you and will rescue you, declares the Lord." Then the Lord reached out his hand and touched my mouth and said to me, "I have put my words in your mouth. See, today I appoint you over nations and kingdoms to uproot and tear down, to destroy and overthrow, to build and to plant." Do you recognize that you are chosen by God to be his messenger? You are. If you have belief in God and the work that he's doing in your life is, influencing you, then indeed you can recognize that God has chosen you to be his ambassador to go into the world. And when you do that, the words that you speak have power because they are his words, especially when you speak of faith. So be bold, be confident about it, and go forth and do it. Now, don't get a big head about it. Maybe our words are not quite like Jeremiah's. We're not here to uproot and to plant, tear down and destroy and those kind of things. All of those capabilities, those are things he gives directly to Jeremiah. But the idea that he knew him before he was born, in the same way he has known us. The idea that he gives him a purpose for this earth, it's the same as it is for us. So be encouraged by the fact that God has indeed chosen you to be one of his messengers. Now, here's a key aspect, okay? He's asking you to be you. He's not asking you to be someone else. I have to be me because God has appointed me to be me. He gave me this personality. He gave me this body. So he's not asking me to be Billy Graham. He's asking Billy Graham to be Billy Graham. He's not asking me to do that. But he is asking me to be me. Because if I don't do me, who will? In the same way, be reminded that God is not asking for you to be something entirely different than you are. Instead, what he's asking for is your availability. He's going to bring people your way that you will encounter, and you are the person that he has sent to talk to them. And what does that mean? Well, if I'm me, I'm going to talk to them as if I were me, right? I'm going to do it with my personality, with my touch, my concerns, and my reality as I convey to them. In the same way, in order to be a witness for Christ, we're not being called to be somebody different. We're called to be influenced by God, but we are not supposed to be entirely different than how he made us. So if it feels like somebody's trying to rework you to make you into an evangelist, well, that's maybe not who you're designed to be. Just consider that. Instead, recognize what's good from them, glean that, take it with you, and use it. In the same way that God chose you before you were born, today's challenge is very simple for you. It's this. Find someone whom you don't know or you don't have a great relationship with, like a big relationship with, and sit down and give them something. Bless them in some way that they cannot repay, and don't expect anything for it. Just go ahead and do it. Because God chose you before you ever knew it. And in the same way, choose them without them knowing. And give them a sense of God's love for them and care for them through the actions that you do. I hope that you do that, and I hope that as you do it, you remember who you are and whose you are.